Good morning. I am Kavita from CSE department, working as an assistant professor in Sri Muthukumaran Institute of Technology. I am going to present a topic in Introduction to Operating System. The subject code is CS3451. In Introduction to Operating System, there are 5 units. In Unit 1, Introductions of Operating System. Unit 2, Process Management. Unit 3, Memory Management. Unit 4, Storage Management. Unit 5, Virtual Machine and Mobile OS. The course objective is the student can understand the basics and functions of operating system. The student can understand process and threads. Student can analyze scheduling, algorithms and process synchronization. To understand the concept of deadlock, and student can analyze various memory management schemes. Students can familiar with input output management and file system. Student can familiar with the basics of virtual machines and mobile OS like iOS and Android. Coming to the topic, evolutions of operating system. In first generation of operating system, it was introduced in the year 1940 to 1950. Second generation of operating system in the year 1950 to 1960. Third generation operating system introduced in the year 1960 to 1970. Fourth generation operating system started in the year 1980 to at present. And then network operating system, distributed operating system, real-time operating system, mobile and modern operating systems. Before going to the topic, just learn the basics of operating system. First, what is operating system? An operating system is a system software. It acts as an interface between the user and the computer hardware. It controls the overall functioning of computer and helps user to run application easily. For example, when you open MS Word or a browser, the operating system allows the application to run by using CPU, memory and storage. Role of operating system. The operating system plays a vital role in managing computer resources and providing a smooth user experience. It manages CPU, memory, storage and devices. It controls executions of programs. It provides security and access control. It acts as a link between user and hardware. The real-time example is like a school principal managing teachers, students and classes. The OS also manages program and hardware. The objective of the operating system is it is convenience, efficiency, reliability and security. In convenience, it makes the computer easy to use, and then in efficiency uses hardware resource efficiently, and in reliability it ensures error-free operation, and in security it protects data and systems, and overall the performances improves system speed and response. Functions of operating system. Functions of operating system, which is nothing but the process management, memory management, file system management, device management and security and protection. In process management, it create scheduling and terminate of process, and in memory management it allocates deallocates of memory, and in file management it organizes and stores the files, and in device management it controls input output devices, and in security management it prevent unauthorized access. And then types of operating system. There are so many types of operating systems are used. Some of them are batch operating system, time sharing operating system, real time operating system, distributed operating system, network operating system and mobile operating system. Example of operating systems are Windows, Linux, Mac OS, Android and iOS. The importance of operating system is without OS the computer hardware is useless. It enables multitasking and multi-user to support, and it provides user-friendly interface. A mobile phone without Android or iOS cannot function is an example for operating system. And then coming to the topic evolutions of operating system. First, early computer systems. It was introduced in the year 1940 to 1950. There is no operating system was used in the period, and then programs were written in machine languages. One user is used at a time, and then the program loaded manually by using punch cards. There is so many limitations are there in the early computer system. Some of them are it is very slow, no automation, high CPU idle time. This is an example for early system, first generations of computer. And then coming to batch operating system, it was introduced in the year 1950 to 1960. The job is very similar, and it is grouped as batches. It is introduced resident monitor, jobs executed sequentially without user interaction. The advantages of a batch operating system are better CPU utilization, and disadvantages are long turnaround time. This is the example for second generations of computer. And then multi-programming operating system. A multiple task can be run at a single time. A multiple program kept in a memory, and then CPU switches between jobs when one waits for input output. And in multi-programming operating system, it improves system efficiency also. The example for multi-programming operating system is early Unix system. This is an example for multi-programming. We can use a number of jobs at a time by using the memory partitions. And in time sharing operating system, it is nothing but multiple users can share the CPU. Each user get a time slice. They can use by using the time slice. It provide quick response. And then the example for time sharing operating system is Unix and Linux. This is the example for time sharing operating system. And then real-time operating system, it used time critical application, and the real-time operating system response must be within strict deadlines. The two types of OS we are using here, hard real and soft real. Example for real-time operating system are VxWorks, QNX. And in coming to distributed operating system, multiple computer connected via network. A multiple system can access at the same time by using a network, and then it appears as a single system to user. The resource and load sharing in a distributed operating system. The advantages are reliability and scalability. And then network operating system, it supports network based services and centralized control over network resources. The example of network operating system is Windows Server, Novel NetWare. And in mobile operating system, it was designed for smartphones and tablets. And mobile operating systems touch based interface are using, and it is more efficient. And example for mobile operating system are Android, iOS. And in modern computer system, it supports multitasking and multi-threading. And also in graphical user interface, it gives a strong security features. For example, Windows 11, Mac OS and Linux. And at the end, the summary of the evolution is the operating system has evolved along with computer hardware and user requirements. Initially, there was no operating system and users interacted directly with hardware. As computer becomes more powerful, batch operating systems were introduced to execute jobs sequentially and improve CPU utilization. Later, multi-programming and time-sharing operating systems are enabled. Multiple programs and users to share the CPU efficiently. providing faster response times and interactivity. Within the advent of microprocessor, personal computer operating system emerged, offering user-friendly. Further, overall the evolutions of operating system, it reflects a continuous effort to enhance efficiency, usability, scalability, and reliability in computer system. The reference book are in the edition 2010, the operating system it was written by Ramas Yelmastri A, and in William Stangling's it was introduced in the year 2018, 7th edition. They written the operating system intervals and design principles and operating systems in uh, in the year 2020. Thank you.